Bitter criticism. This is the Cgtn and Al Jazeera time. Yeah, this part will be no Russia Today, but only Cgtn and Al Jazeera. And Mursi is not so stinky since yesterday. Well done, Mursi. Woo! You're free now. Yeah. Go get stinky. Real stinky. With Tommy, yeah, with me. Boy, that dogs run. Boy, that dogs want to be stinky. And you know, Tommy, you know you are dangerous. You are a dangerous tiger. Tommy dangerous. You know, I was cooking this dog's food, and I just remember I had this, I don't remember the name of the vegetables. Well, I had potatoes. I don't remember the name of these. I don't remember the name of fruits, you know? I don't remember. But let's say, do you remember I don't remember nothing, you know? This orange, huge vegetable. Anyway, so I put everything on the pot, on the cooking pot. I put some greens. I put a lot of greens this time, and I felt really well about what I was cooking. You know, is a strange feeling. It's like springs is like a spring feeling. Understand? I never put any green on the dog's food, and this time I put carrot, potato, and the other things is not lettuce but some leaf, some green leaf. You know, the vegetables. I put vegetables on the dog's foods, and I feel like the spring. I feel myself like I was, I don't know, a saint. Something like that. Yeah. I will write a poem about that. Like putting vegetables on the food, you feel like a saint. You feel like spring itself. I was spring. It will say like, I was spring cooking the dog's food, putting a lot of vegetables on it. That would be a poem, a Walt Whitman poem. What about that? I hope these dogs eat it, you know? Over there, Tommy, he has problems eating this waste of bones and meat, and you know, the cutting machine. The cutting machine on meat stores, I know it's kind of butcher. You know the name of the meat store is Butcher, but Tommy over there, he has a very delicate stomach. He cannot eat that waste of bone and meat. And I always forgot to put carrots, to put something, to put, I don't remember the name. This is a green, yellow, big vegetable. Pumpkin, of course, pumpkin. I remember pumpkin. So I put pumpkin on the food. No, well, Tommy will start eating pumpkin. What about that? Anyway. And I was just eating not peach, but something like, I don't remember now. But this is gonna be harder. What's the name of this fruit? What's the name of this very fruit here? I don't remember. Anyway, but we have news from the yesterday. This time it's just Cgtn and Al Jazeera. No time for Russia Today. Yeah. So the last Russia Today I read, it was May 27. Home business news. Ruble strength to 5 months high. The currency has been rallying due to increased sales of foreign earnings by exporters. I guess this is interesting. I'm just gonna read the last one from Russia Today. The Russian ruble continued to strengthen against major currencies on Monday, jumping on its highest level against the dollar since late January. Trading data from Moscow Exchange MOEX shows the ruble reaches 88.4% to the US dollar as 8.5 a.m. its highest point rate since January 13. It also gained against the European single currency, trading at around 96% to the euro, also a 5 month high. Analysts know that the Russian currency has been strengthening over the past week amid higher sales of foreign currency earnings by exporters ahead of ruble denominated dividend payments this week and tax payment. So I got nothing from this. It says like for more stories of economy and finance, visit Russia Today business section. Yeah, I prefer to say economy, because business, I'm not that interested on making business. I don't know. I don't have how to do it, how to do a big business with nothing. But definitely I need to know about the economy, about the country's economy. Don't blame me, I'm not rich. But yeah, I just care about the economy, not the macroeconomy, the microeconomy, not the business, understand? So anyway, CPC leadership reviews measures to further energize central region, provisions to defuse financial risks. This is from Cgtn, China. The topic is China. The China topic, May 27, Cgtn. And we have a photograph, a view of Shenzhou, capital of central China, Henan province. The political bureau of the Communist Party of China, CPC, Central Committee held a meeting on Monday to deliberate on policies and measures aimed at accelerating the rise of China's central region in the new era, and trialed provisions concerning accountability for failing to prevent or defuse financial risks. Xi Jinping, Central Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, presided over the meeting. Xinhua News Agency. I'm just gonna take some stones to play with Mursi. Mursi just jumped high. Mursi made a high jump, look. This is more interesting, look. So we're still here. Look, this news is funny, is interesting. Look, Russia invites Taliban to St. Petersburg Economic Forum in June. What about Taliban? Nobody recognized them, but there they is. They are like 5 years in power. How much time? I don't know, 3 years? 3 years ruling Afghanistan and nobody cares about them. So it's time for recognizing, isn't it? Well done, Russia, well done. This is Cgtn News. World, May 27, Cgtn. Russia has invited the Taliban to take part in the St. Petersburg Economic Forum in June. The TASS news agency reported on Monday, citing the foreign ministry. TASS reported on Monday that Russian ministers advised President Putin that Moscow could remove the Taliban from its list of banned organizations. Yeah. It's time for that, you know. The Taliban are not, well, who knows if they are terrorists. The terrorist problem in Russia is the Tajiks. Tajiks people, as Pepe Escobar says. But Taliban is just ruling Afghanistan, you know. They are de facto power, the real politic in Afghanistan. Government is Taliban, you know. Taliban is the government, so get used to, you know. Accept it. It's Taliban, you know. There's no other government in Afghanistan. Anyway, next news. Chinese premier urges China, Japan, ROK, I don't know what's that. Republic of Korea. I guess this is the South Korea, I guess. Chinese premier urges China, Japan, South Korea, I guess, to reject external disruption. Politics, May 27. Cgtn. Chinese Premier Li Qiang said on Monday that China, Japan, and the Republic of Korea, ROK, should strive to reject external disruption and stay committed to harmonious coexistence and mutual support. Li made the remarks when attending the 8th Business Summit among China, Japan, and I guess it's South Korea. I guess this is South Korea. Anyway, Li made the remarks when attending to the 8th Business Summit among China, Japan, and South Korea, together with South Korea President Yoon Suk Yeol and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. Li said China, Japan, and South Korea, geographically separated by a narrow strip of water, should be peaceful and friendly neighbors. Yeah. Is all what the United States don't want, isn't it? But yeah, peaceful and friendly neighbors. I hope so. He urged the three sides to draw lessons from history and look to the future, conform to the will of the people of the three countries to live and work in peace and contentment, strive to eliminate external interference and always live in harmony and uphold solidarity. The deep economic integration of China, Japan, and South Korea determines that the three countries should be close neighbors for joint development. uh, regard each other as close partners and important opportunities on the road to development. They must constantly explore the complementary advantages and cooperation growth points of the three economies to achieve a higher level of mutual benefit and win-win results. Lee added, culturally connected China, Japan, and South Korea. Definitely, look, it's South Korea. Look. Do you know that everybody knows that? Everybody knows this flag. This is South Korea flag. Anyway, culturally connected China, Japan, and South Korea should be close neighbors that understand each other, he said, urging the three sides to make good use of cultural affinity to promote understanding, trust, and close cooperation. Ooh, good catch, Mursi. Good catch. Do you saw that? China stands ready to work hand in hand with South Korea and Japan to deepen exchanges and cooperation in various fields, continue to promote the convergence of interest, mutual affinity between the people, and shared destiny, accelerate regional integration, and open up new prospects of peace, stability, development, and prosperity, he said. Well, this is a Chinese, it's not just a Chinese newspaper, it's just the Chinese newsletter, you know. This is the Chinese newsletter trying to make friends with South Korea and Japan. Lee said that entrepreneurs play an important role in promoting China, Japan, South Korea exchanges and cooperation in the economy and trade, as well as other fields. He expressed the hope that entrepreneurs will seize the trend of economic globalization, deepen industrial coordination, continuously improve the level of connectivity and the efficiency of factor allocation, make good use of the platform of the China International Supply Chain Expo, and be the defenders of stable industrial supply chains. It is hoped that entrepreneurs will seize the trend of global scientific and technological revolution and industrial transformation, strengthen joint research and development, collaborate on solving key problems, jointly push for technological advancement and improvement of industrial competitiveness, and be a driving force for deepening innovation and cooperation, Lee noted. Yeah, this is a kind of paragraph I don't like, nobody likes, because it's just institutional text, you know. He also called on entrepreneurs to seize the trend of integration and development of human civilizations, give full play to their role as a bridge, actively support people-to-people exchanges, and be a promoter of expanding cultural exchanges. The leader of the rest of South Korea and Japan said that the economic and trade cooperation between the three countries has achieved great results and strongly promoted the development of the global economy. They said that the governments and business communities of the three countries should make concerted efforts to further deepen trilateral economy and trade cooperation, promote youth and other people-to-people exchanges, enhance regional investment cooperation, strengthen cooperation with the Global South countries through the South Korea, Japan, China X mechanism. X mechanism, I don't know they didn't say what it is. What is X mechanism? Jointly deal with global issues such as climate change and make positive contributions to promoting the economic development of the three countries and the rest of the world. About 240 business and government representatives from the three countries attended the meeting. With input, this news was with input from Xinhua News. Well, China is far away, but we have Huawei cell phones, so thank you, China. Another news: China's Shenzhou 18 crew to embark on forced extravehicular activity. May 27, Cgtn. This is from Space Topic. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna read this article. China's Shenzhou 18 crew is getting ready for the forced extravehicular activity. EVA, the China Manned Space Agency, CMSA, announced it on Monday. The crew, composed of taikonauts Yi Guanfu, Li Kong, and Li Guanzu, has been well prepared for his spacewalk, the agency said. A video released by the agency showed the crew checking their spacesuit, inspecting tools and equipment for the activity, training on operation of the robotic arms, and wearing the spacesuit, all carried out inside the cabin. The agency has not revealed which two of the taikonauts will conduct the EVA. For the past 32 days, they've been in orbit. The taikonauts have carried out a series of scientific experiments since they arrived at the Chinese space station on April 26. You know, this will be the first spacewalk since ever, because I don't believe in the United States Apollo mission. Who knows? People say that the United States experience on space, it was all about I don't remember the Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, do you believe Stanley Kubrick they meet the Apollo mission? I do believe that it was Stanley Kubrick. Anyway, so next news. Digital boom elevates China to number 2 spot in terms of computing power. Technology. So yeah, I guess Cgtn is doing better nowadays, you know. Cgtn has improved a lot. So well done, Cgtn. Well done. Give me a ticket to Hainan. I'm sorry. China's digital economy has experienced significant growth in recent years, driving the nation's pursuit of high-quality development, with a new report revealing that its advancements in digital technology have propelled it to become the world's second-largest computing power. The country's digital infrastructure has greatly improved, with the scale of computing power reaching 230 EFLOPS in 2023, ranking second in the world, according to the report on the development of the digital China released by the National Data Administration at the 7th Digital China Summit, DCS, in Fuzhou, Southeast China's Fujian province on May 24. Figures in the report show that China reached the target set in the plan to facilitate the development of the digital economy in the 14 5-year plan period, 2021-2025, 2 years ahead of schedule. The plan, rolled out by the State Council in 2022, aimed to raise the proportion of valued output of core digital economy industries in its GDP to 10% by 2025, up from 7.8% in 2020. In addition, the country's value-added output of core industries in the digital economy reached 10% of its total gross domestic product, GDP, in 2023. You know, I didn't got everything from this news, but here we go. Digital development, ecological civilization. So we have a guy running a digital motorcycle. I guess it's all about that, virtual reality. By the end of last year, the scale of China's computing power across more than 2020 computing centers nationwide had grown by approximately 30% year on year. The demand for computing power for large model training also surged in the scientific, governmental, financial, and industrial sectors, according to the report. I'm gonna leave here. This news is super interesting, but it's super. It's like propaganda, you know. This is just Chinese propaganda. I like it, but anyway, propaganda anyway. Digital China Summit anyway. So well done, China. China refuses G7 accusation of non-market trade policies practices. Politics, May 27, Cgtn. The Chinese Foreign Ministry on Monday refuses to accept the group of G7 unilateral accusation of implementing non-market policies and practices. Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning made the remarks at a regular press briefing in response to a query on the G7 hyping up the so-called Chinese overcapacity. It's a beautiful Chinese woman, look. So, if you are not, I guess, reading all this news, if you are not beautiful, you will never be a spokesperson. I'm sorry. Mao said the success of China's economy over the past 40 years is the result of reform and opening up, and the result of the effective combination of the role of the market mechanism and the government. In fact, the discriminatory practices adopted by a few Western countries against specific countries and companies are truly non-market practices, she said. The G7 is hyping up the so-called Chinese overcapacity in an attempt to impose restrictions on China's new energy products, said Mao, adding that such an act completely deviates from facts and economic regulations and is protectionism in nature, serving no interest of any party. So next news. DPP authorities should contemplate their rejection from the WHA membership. Opinion. Xu Mengshi. I don't know what is DPP, but here we go. Note editors, Xu Mengji, a special commentator on current affairs for Cgtn, is a member of the China Public Relations Association and a former journalist on covering Taiwan affairs across trade relations and international issues. The article reflects the author's opinion and not necessarily the views of Cgtn. Cowards! Cowards! Speak something by yourself. The 77th World Health Assembly, WHA, is being held in Geneva, Switzerland from May 27 to June 1st. Unsurprisingly, the Taiwan region has again failed to receive an invitation for the 8th consecutive year. Why cannot Taiwan attend the WHA? Because they are terrorists. This is an expected result that is widely supported by political parties and international organizations around the globe. As Taiwan is an alienable part of China's territory, and the government of the People's Republic of China is the sole legal government representing the whole of China. Taiwan's participation in WHA should be handled under the One China principle, a basic principle endorsed in the United Nations General Assembly Resolution 2758 and the WHA Resolution 25.1. Taiwan was allowed to attend WHA as an observer from 2009 to 2016, during which both sides of the Taiwan Straits adhered to 1992 consensus that embodies the One China principle. Under such circumstances, China made arrangements for Taiwan's attendance at the assembly. This shows that whether Taiwan can participate in an international organization is essentially a domestic issue that shouldn't be pointed fingers at by any other country. However, as the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, authorities have refused to admit the 1992 consensus and stubbornly followed the separatist stance of Taiwan independence since 2016. The basis for Taiwan's participation in WHA no longer exists. The latest example of the new leaders of China's Taiwan region, Lai Ching-te's speech on the two-state theory, contending that Taiwan and the Chinese mainland are not subordinate to each other. It's solid proof of violation of the 1992 consensus, which leads to a deeper mistrust between both sides of the strait. I guess, I just making a comment here. I guess China is so concerned about Taiwan because of proxy war. That's it. If Taiwan is an American ally, it's super dangerous. That's the question. It's super dangerous to have a proxy ally near your border. Well, and there are cultural relations too, Taiwan people. But why not Singaporean people? They just don't claim to be Chinese too, because Singapore people, they are Chinese. I guess I heard that from YouTube. I don't remember now, but Singaporean people, they are Chinese. I will say that in the headline. What about that? Was just a joke. In fact, the DPP authorities have conducted a lot of international lobbying concerning its attendance at WHA in recent years. They advocate that they are a crucial part of the global health system. However, the truth is, DPP authorities do not take the health of the people in Taiwan seriously. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, it refuses to introduce the COVID-19 vaccine from the Chinese mainland, due to its political bias. However, China has always cared about the health and well-being of compatriots in Taiwan, and has made proper arrangements for Taiwan's participation in global health initiatives. Over the past years, a total of 21 batches of 24 medical experts from Taiwan have participated in technical activities organized by the World Health Organization, WHO. So a lot of well, and that's it. I'm not going to keep reading this. The article is bigger. Look, for example, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken on May 1st expressed strong encouragement for the WHO to extend an invitation to the Taiwan region to attend this year's WHO as an observer. But as mentioned earlier, Taiwan's involvement in any international organizations should adhere to the One China principle and be contingent upon the Taiwan authorities' acknowledgement of the 1992 consensus. This is a basic need that local authorities should meet and has nothing to do with any foreign forces. Anyway, I guess there will be no war in China, I guess. I don't know. I guess China will manage the situations just fine, you know? It will be not a second Ukraine. I guess imperialism is done. So, believe it or not, I have more 40 pages of news, and I'm just gonna read the headlines now. China, Japan, and South Korea cooperation helps promote regional peace and prosperity. Go Asia. Why trilateral cooperation is crucial. You go and read it. Challenges of trilateral cooperation. Oh, look, we have a banner. Look, U.S. out of Asia Pacific. Do you saw that? U.S. out of Asia Pacific. A demonstrator holds a placard at the Funairi Daiichi Park in Hiroshima, Japan. The U.S. intends to contain China through multilateral cooperation using Japan and South Korea to support the system layout of the U.S. military and in the Indo-Pacific theater. For these strategic considerations, the U.S. does not want China, Japan, and South Korea to form a community, which will impede U.S. control over Northeast Asia and even the Asia-Pacific region. Anyway, let's find out what Al Jazeera is saying. Putin's worldview inside a Ukrainian village turned death camp. What? In Yazheera, Russian soldiers held 368 villagers underground for nearly a month. 17 died, and the survivors carried deep scars. A memorial near the entrance of the school basement, where most of Yazheera's population spent 27 days in March 2022, held captive by Russia's invading soldiers. By Mansur Mirovalev. This is from Al Jazeera. Yazheera, Ukraine, aged between 90 days and 91 days. Almost everyone in this northern Ukraine village was forced into subterranean hell, and some did not come out alive. Drunk on stolen booze and impunity, Russian soldiers humiliated, beat, raped, tortured, and murdered the villagers, according to survivors, casually for the slightest objection, a criticizing glance, or just a sadistic whim. What? When was that? Oh, it's saying that it was in March 22. Look, in March 2022, Russian soldiers herded 368 villagers, including 6,000 children, into the basement of their elementary school. The villagers spent 27 days in the damp, rancid and noisy darkness with no electricity and heat, with little food and so little fresh air that most were hypoxic to the point of catatonia. They stayed there right next to the dead. 17 people, including 10 elderly villagers, who died there. But Russian soldiers allowed over captives to bring them out and bury them only days later. Well, you know, this is just to show you how Al Jazeera is not a Russian proxy. So, the underground inferno, Russian officers choose the school, a two-story brick building near the forest, as their headquarters. Well, you know, that's what I guess. I'm just gonna read it. Mindful of Ukrainian counterattacks, they decided to use the villagers as human shields and forced them into the basement, including several disabled elderly people who had to be brought in on the wheelbarrows, villagers told Al Jazeera. One was 91 years old, Dimitro Muzica, who survived World War II as a child and did not wake up after his first night in the basement. Well, a pretty melodramatic history, if you want my opinion. This invasion, this Russian special operation began because Euromaidan, you know, that's well, Al Jazeera is against Russia today, so I guess Al Jazeera is just making some Western work here. But yeah, the military special operation of Russia, it was to the expansion of NATO, you know, and these are just details. That's it. If you live in Ukraine, just I'm living in Chile or I was living in Brazil and then came Bolsonaro, I just fled out. I just gone away. Bolsonaro in, me out, you know. And if Cas is gonna, you know, politics in Chile is super nasty because Gabriel Boric, for example, he is neoliberal too, you know. So I'm living in Chile. That means I'm supporting or somehow I am supporting neoliberalism. You know, I am a part of Chilean neoliberalism just living in Chile. That's the sad truth about life. If you live in Bolsonaro, Brazil, you are supporting, you are working for Bolsonaro. What about that? This is a pretty extreme consideration, but I guess nobody can say nothing against that, you know? Yeah, you should fight against Bolsonaro, but if you keep fighting and keep losing, something is wrong with you, you know? You are a fanatic of Brazil. I'm not a fanatic of Brazil. I'm not a fanatic of Chile, and just I'm Italian, you know, I'm Italian. Is a rules-based international order truly possible? This is from Patrick Gattara. This is an interesting article, but this time I'm not gonna make it. The non-Western world is increasingly looking to give international institutions that and make them less tools of Western hegemony, writes Gattara. At the 1919 Paris Conference, which sought to craft a new world order out of the ruins of World War II, Japan introduced the following clause on racial equality to be written into the Covenant of the League of Nations. Anyway, so it's time for Tommy yoga. I'm not doing yoga anymore, but just Tommy. Tommy, it's your turn. Tell me, what about the news of the dogs news? What about dogs news? And that's it. Well, that article should be interesting, but the matter of the fact is not that interesting. I guess should be an article institutional again, saying institutional things like, I don't know, saying that another world it is possible based on I don't know what. The truth fact is the world is governed by imperialism. Tommy, ven, aquí. Crazy Tommy. Well, that was the best footage from the from the news. So yeah, I guess Tommy will be better fed with vegetables too. I just bought fat, you know. You go to the butcher, to the meat store, and you ask for fat. If they have fat, or if they have anything for dogs,